1 week. Got 1 week left. It is now Tuesday, July 28th. Ladies' Night is exactly 1 week away. And I'm getting really fucking excited. And just today, I wrote another joke. I keep fucking adding more jokes. And I keep changing things. And I think I just got to get to a point where I just roll with what I have and just focus on memorizing it and practicing it at home. So I wrote in my phone, like literally just today, and I'm gonna move it over to the joke book because that's where all my jokes are gonna live. Thank you, Matt Baker, for the joke book. But yeah, my jokes are gonna live here, and I'm going to sort of rewrite them all very soon and go with that and practice with that and pick the tags I want. And then I think what it comes down to is how putting it on a piece of paper or something in a way that I get it and I can look at it and go, okay, I know the joke that's about, and I can just roll into it. That's a whole other thing. Like, I'm used to pretty much the jokes are up here and they're also here. So a lot of times if someone's like, tell me one of your jokes, and I don't have my joke book, it is more improvising and it's a little less clean and I fumble more. So I really gotta just get them down in my head and figure out a way to memorize them so that when I look at things like titles and like I'm thinking it's just going to be a title and a little bullet point under each title, I'll know exactly what the joke is. I think I've really gotten into the habit of rolling with thoughts that come up, and as soon as a thought or a funny thing comes up in my head, I instantly put it in my phone. Like if I don't have my joke book handy, I put the thought in my phone, and I think that this is how my process will be, is putting really quick notes and thoughts in here and then developing them on here and then figuring them out and how to perform them and all of that, which is a whole other aspect to it. Like I haven't fully practiced yet. I've read my jokes out loud from my book a couple times, reading them, but I really got to start actually performing them out loud in my apartment here to myself and just practicing. I got a week to do it. I believe in myself. I think that's plenty of time to sort of just get comfortable with it all. Right now, I'm a week away. I'm going to attempt to make a tentative set list, like exactly what jokes I want to do and in what order, and maybe how visually I should write them. That would be good for me to remember everything. I also had a recent hangout with my friend Alva where we went over jokes, and she gave me a lot of really good feedback, and we talked about each other's jokes. It was just really, really fucking fun. Alva's amazing. Oh, cheers. 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 Thank you with ALVA-MARIE Sparkles. She's gonna critique some stuff that I have.
Cool. That makes it sound so fancy.
I like this bit, but it is new. Like I literally wrote this like
babe, it's your first time. Everything is new.
I know, right? What is this? Don't worry, I'm playing it safe. Plus, I'm a romantic. And then I have two options here. I'm saving plan B for a relationship, or I'm saving cream pies for a relationship.
I like saving plan B for a relationship. The implications are so much.
I'm playing with that easier, because there's different ways that I say it. Because I could say, it's this insane scale created by men to rate women, which is totally accurate. Or I can say, it's this insanely accurate scale. Like, I feel like that kind of is easier, and it cuts in some words.
Yeah. I will say, though, that it's hard to pull off right away. So, like, I do like it, but I don't know what.
This is an older one. Yeah, I just don't know if that punches. Like, I like this joke, but I kind of like.
It's a softer one.
It is softer. Like,
so I'm not gonna. You have to go like hard softs and hard.
Exactly. This will be like somewhere in the middle, I think, of my set. So, in going through my jokes, my gut tells me that I should open with my Britney Spears joke, which is pretty much about how she is so insane on Instagram and how we are Yas queening her mental illness. This is a joke I actually worked out with my friend Kyle Carpenter. He gave me some really good advice with this because I made it really short in the initial stages of it, and I had to realize that in order for everybody to get it, I had to explain things a bit more. specifically about Britney Spears on Instagram, because I have to remember, like, not everyone's on Instagram. Not everyone follows Britney Spears. You need to explain things quickly and concisely for people so that when the punchline comes, they get it and they understand. So that's a joke I'm excited about. I think I'm going to open with Britney Spears. And the opening line is essentially, well, my life has been and this is the thing, I stumble on the opening line. Even just there, I stumbled. The line is, my life has been about as stable as Britney Spears' Instagram account lately. And I stumble when I get to about all the time. When I go to say it naturally, I stumble on it. So I'm just going to try again. Going to get in the mood. My life has been about as stable as Britney Spears' Instagram account lately. Okay, I did it just then. So maybe it is just about practicing. So I got to explain why. So maybe I say, so this is the thing. Like, I'm not going to write down everything. I just need to write down maybe I just say Britney Spears, not stable. And then I comment on her appearance, which right now I have, have you seen her on Instagram? She's not doing so great. Britney, she burnt down her own gym, and people are queening her in the comments. And not only that, but she looks like an older. And this part I need more feedback on, which is, not only that, but she looks like an older version of Avril Lavigne, who just had the most intense face fucking of her life. Which is a little harsh. But then I keep going. I say, in addition to that, her makeup, she looks like an older Avril Lavigne who just had. She looks like an older Avril Lavigne who just received the most intense face fucking of her life. Is that too harsh? That's wonderful. I will probably just yell at the crowd. If you think Britney Spears is okay, you are not okay. You are not okay. Let's see here. And then I need to just briefly explain Free Britney. Free Brit. That is my opener. And then from there, I think what I will do is go into potentially the crazy hot scale and the big personality. I realize now that a lot of my jokes is me yelling at the audience and telling them what they are, which I didn't intend to do, but I did it. And I really like this where I get into kind of being single, which is like, I've been single for almost 9 years. I'm 33, and I have no idea what it feels like to have a guy put a blanket on me. Blanket. And I say, yeah, I've had a bad habit of being the other woman. Oddly enough, though, I'm also a big overthinker, and I found I'm actually more insecure when I'm involved with a single guy. Because there's a lot wrong with being the other woman, but one good thing about it is you always know exactly who they're fucking. So for that one, I'm going to write other woman. I'm going to say anti-couple. And then I'm going to say slash the upside. I'm going to say maybe upside. That might trigger my memory. Okay. And then number 4 will be, so after that, I'm going to go into plan B. I really like my plan B joke. It's a really quick one. I think I'll be able to just remember that based on the title. I gotta cross out some of this. I think that I might just be able to write the title for that one. Boring. And then I think I will go into the suicide joke. Love addict, more about me. Plan a wedding. And then I think what I will likely end with. Oh, I also have the porn star and the OnlyFans joke. So I'm thinking that I will do firefighter. And then I end on edging, which my end joke I know very well. Jane. Love addict callback. So as it stands, I have about 11 jokes to do. So right now, it's just going to be about me working this out and timing it as well, seeing if I can squeeze that other joke in. Apparently, I have 5 to 7 minutes. So I was pretty much told to not worry too much about time and to just do the jokes. I'm going to worry about it because that's just part of the game, is sticking to your time. And I really don't want him to just be like, just do your jokes and don't worry. I want to follow the rules. So we will see, guys. 1 week away. I can't believe it. Stay tuned for more.
Advice for my first son.
Don't bomb.
Don't bomb is your advice?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Did you bomb on your first set?
No. Because somebody told me not to.
Did you
That's
do well?
the advice I'm passing on to you.
Did you do well though?
I mean, for a first time, it's pretty good, yeah.
Okay, sweet. Mitch, what do you think?
Acid, ketamine, PCP, Advil,
Are these things that I can take to ease my nerves?
Zantac for. Oh, you want helpful advice?
Yeah, I want advice about comedy and your first set and like, I'm a week away, it's 1 week.
Don't say but, don't say don't say like, don't say that's a good example. Don't say la. Don't ask for advice from just anybody. Ask for advice from someone.
Well, that's out the window.
Don't say cack, that's my thing.
Don't make any jokes about a Nova Scotia inhale. That's Peter Anthony's thing. He will come after you. So will Dan Hendrickson. But honestly, they're both washed up anyways.
Kyle, do you have any advice for me?
Whatever you think is important about your set, it's not.
That's so bleak. What about nerves? How do I,
You're inevitable.
Okay. So I just gotta be prepared for it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, sweet. Do you have any advice for my first ever set that's happening in 1 week from today?
It doesn't matter, and neither does anything else.
Jesus, I'm getting so many bleak responses from everybody. Like, stop caring. Nothing matters.
Yeah.
What about nerves? Do you have any tips on how to ease nerves?
On these, oh, you gotta take those deep breaths.
Deep breaths?
Those deep breaths are very important. Many times during the day.
What about drinking? Should I drink?
Drinking just water. I get dry mouth real fucking quick. Do you get that dry mouth on stage? I'm fucking going for the water.
I drink a lot of beer.
Sometimes I have water and a beer, and I'm like, does everyone do that? Water and a beer, then deep breaths.
Okay, deep breaths. 1 drink to just ease the nerves a bit. Maybe.
When I started, I was just like, I can't even do 1 drink.
Yeah.
But I naturally just slur like fuck.
Yeah, no, I do too. I do too. Okay, I'm excited. I'm doing my first set next week. Do you have any advice for me?
You got nothing absolutely to lose in your first time up. You can go up on stage and you'll learn everything what's coming up from the crowd. If you totally bomb, you can't lose on your first set.
That's right.
You can totally bomb.
It's my first time.
It's going to teach you what to do on your second set and your third set. And you continue to learn each time you get up. So it just gets better. So the first time you have nothing to lose. If you get 1 laugh, awesome. If you get nothing, awesome. If you get a kill, awesome. You can't lose on your first set.
I love that. I love that. Nothing to lose. Kevin Dupuis. So it's Vicki Welch and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is the host of Comedy Tuesday at Oasis. Guys, what's your advice for me? I have my first set in literally 1 week. I'm terrified. What's your advice?
Talk about your vagina a lot.
That's done and done.
They love that.
Done and done.
My bits are about my vagina and about my cats, and it seems to work out pretty great. Also, just walk out there and I know it's one of my bits, but I'm gonna step back. Lead with your puss, girl.
Lead with the puss.
Lead with the puss. Own the puss.
Puss
And
energy.
You will. Yeah, it's big dick energy, but for girls.
I love that.
Yeah.
Matt?
My material about my vagina does not go over
No.
since it's big.
Your vagina's disgusting now.
You subscribe just relax. If you relax, and then you will remember more. You will feel better, and when you feel good, they feel.
Okay.
And your mic is your podcast mic.
That's right.
You just don't even look, don't even pay attention to the audience. Really, just like
It's a podcast. It's literally a podcast, just with an
talking at
audience.
them. You don't have to worry about crowd work or anything right now. Just do your jokes, and I will cackle like a crazy bitch.
Yay! I'm so excited.
So excited for your set.
Hey, or just give me advice on like what my mindset should be going in.
What our mindset should
What your mindset should be, if you don't do well, if you don't kill, if every joke doesn't land, we're not going to be your friend anymore. Cheers. So don't fuck this up. And if you do, you're not. You know what? You're barely a friend now. You gotta earn back your friendship.
But honestly, though, what?
Yeah, it's funny because it's me.
You want real advice? Don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's not gonna be.
Oh my god, the exact opposite of what you just said.
Okay, I can go back. You know what? You're not our friend. You're
I have to
lucky
earn
to
it.
be here. You have to. That's it. If you don't kill on August 4th, Ladies' Night Oasis, headlined by Adrian Gabriel, hosted by who?
Catherine Robertson.
Hey, congrats.
boom.
Yo, what up? Then you're not our friend anymore, and we take over your podcast. We give it to Albert.
Yeah, I'm the new guy. I'm the new. Oh, I'm Sarah.
Okay, that's it. Jim, do you have any advice for me?
Just like
Sing your heart out.
just be edgy
Yeah.
and like fucking like stick it to.
I literally will, because it's ladies' night.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Michael, do you have any advice for me?
No matter if it goes good or bad, it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as good or bad. It's just how you feel about it.
Oh, I like that.
I can't think on the spot. I'm not as on the fly as a good friend.
I like that. I already got my advice from Kyle, but Kyle, do you want to say anything in this video?
But what?
You can say anything.
I like trees and sand. I ride my bike. And
I was gonna say that.
I ride my bike every day, and I love my mom and dad.
Thank you, guys.
So don't fuck this up.
Wow. Things didn't go as planned. So, I showed up tonight to the Daily Grind, which is a new open mic produced by Matt Baker and Robbie Vino, and they are running it like a true open mic. So you show up and you sign up, and once those spots are filled, it's done. And it's a true open mic, so there's a lot of comics doing new jokes, a lot of first timers, and a lot of people in between, and I showed up tonight. I recorded with Durham and Brandon earlier that night. No intentions of doing a set tonight, none at all. It's been scheduled for ladies' night for a long time now, and I've just had this weird pit in my stomach that ladies' night is gonna be too big, and it's gonna be too many people, and I'm gonna do terrible, and it's my first time, and oh my god. And I showed up at the Daily Grind to see that there was a good-sized crowd there that was very receptive. They were laughing, they weren't talking, like they were good. Like it was a good energy in the grind tonight. But I showed up and there was a spot open. And Robbie was like, "You gonna go up?" And I was sitting down with a drink and I was like, "Nah, of course not. I'm not ready. I'm not doing that." And as I was watching people and looking at my jokes, which by the way, I didn't even bring my cue cards. I didn't even bring my joke book. I didn't bring the notes that I'm used to looking at. I was literally going off the notes on my phone and memory of what my jokes were, and I had this moment of, why don't you just fucking do it? Like, why don't you just fucking get it over with and try to get those initial nerves of like talking in front of a crowd over with so that you can be even better for ladies' night. Because I'm excited for ladies' night. I'm gonna be up there with like some of my good friends. I have friends coming to the show. It's a little more high pressure. Bigger sample size, so your stuff might have a better chance of hitting, but more pressure. So I had this moment, you know, I think it was about 3 comics in, that I said, Matt, put my name down. It was spot 13. I felt superstitious about that, but regardless, I did it. And I paced, and I was like scrambling and writing the titles of my jokes on scrap papers, and I was just pacing around, and like people just were like, you got this, you can do this. And I was so damn nervous. I thought I was going to literally either shit or puke or something. Like my stomach was not in a good spot. And I had not eaten that night. I do literally have a donair here that I'm going to be eating right after this video, but what I'm just saying is like, I was not prepared for this. I literally said earlier that night on Facebook that I was just going to watch. And here I am scrambling to figure out what jokes I'm doing. I was told 3 to 5 minutes. I knew that, generally speaking, the set I have is a tight 5. Like, when I practice it at home, it's a solid 5 minutes. But you don't count for the little micro interactions that you have with the audience and sort of just like your random ramblings that you do when you're naturally up there. So I'm waiting by the door. Jim Temple is hosting. He calls my name, and you know, it wasn't so bad. It really, really wasn't. Once I got up there and started talking to them, and I just thought to myself, just talk to them like it's a podcast. It's a podcast. It's a podcast on stage. Except it's not a conversation. So I opened with my Britney Spears joke. It got, you know, a lot of my jokes in the first bit of my set got a lot of like, ooh, reactions, which better than nothing, but I do want my jokes to be funny. So, you know, that was something I had to deal with, but that's part of doing your first set. You have to deal with the fact that you're not going to get laughs. You're not going to get these big laughs that you like picture in your head. But 1 or 2 of my jokes did get laughs. I mean, I can't really remember. It's all kind of a blur now, but I would say like mild laughs throughout, and then like 2 pops, maybe I would say. I even feel bad calling them that. But I just rolled through it. There were times that I kind of blanked, and all I did at that time was just glance down at my notes, and it brought me back to my jokes. So that was good. I managed, even though I didn't have the notes that I'm used to in front of me. And I'm proud of myself for that. I'm glad that I was able to pull through. There was a hilarious moment though. I was nearing the end, and my freaking timer went off, because I remember I literally pushed 5 minutes on my timer when I went up there, and I forgot that the sound was on, so the timer went off, and I was like, ah, shit, I'm going long. And in that moment, I was in the middle of the joke. I totally forgot where I was in the joke, totally forgot where I was going with it, and I had a moment of blanking. But it probably wasn't as bad as I think it was in my head. Probably happens to like so many people, and people are used to that when they're seeing an open mic comedy show. So I gotta not be hard on myself about that, but it was a funny moment. And then I just had to wrap my setup early because I was at 5 minutes, and I'm paranoid about going over my time. I am. So what that taught me was I gotta tighten some stuff up a bit. I kind of gotta pick and choose maybe something to cut because with me, there's a little bit of a weird story arc in the set that I have. So in order for me to tell that story in the way I want, I will have to trim the fat of that first chunk, maybe get rid of one. Like, I had a crazy hot scale joke that there was one joke that really didn't land, and, you know, maybe I'll try it on Ladies' Night and see how it does. Maybe I'll try to add to it. Maybe I'll try to make it better. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just cut it. We'll see what happens, but I just know that I do want to get to that end. Like, the last 2 jokes I had, I really wanted to do, but I just didn't do them. I was just like, oh, I'm done, bye, thank you, because I was just paranoid about going too long. So this is a learning process, and this is why I'm glad I did it tonight, because this means that I can curate it a bit better for ladies' night, which my friends will be in the crowd. I'm gonna be able to share this on social media and have people come, and it just feels like a better time to do it versus like the first initial, those first initial nerves. They're intense. And I just, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what happened tonight. I can't believe it. I've been building this up for so long, and Matt Baker actually gave me a great metaphor when I was done, which he said, you had a wedding planned, but you eloped instead. And I love that metaphor so much because that sums it up. I have been probably over-preparing for this. I have been, really, really being concerned about every little thing, whereas this is not the normal way a lot of people try stand-up. A lot of people try it, and they don't really think as much about it as I am right now. So it just kind of all worked out, and I'm very happy that I did it. It was unplanned. I wasn't wearing what I wanted. I didn't look how I wanted to look. I didn't even think of like, oh, can someone take a picture of me or anything? Like, I didn't plan any of that. I literally could have texted my friend Shannon, who lives up the street, and been like, I'm going up, come on down. But literally it happened so quick that I was just focused on, okay, get your jokes together, write them down on a piece of paper, get your nerves together, don't puke, and go up and do it. And it worked. It worked out. So yeah, I did the first fucking set. I did it. So maybe this is gonna be a 2-part video. I don't know. I thought that there was gonna be so much more. But I am still gonna record some footage leading up to ladies' night, just because that will be the big night. Like, that will be the night that I want people to see. So not too many people though. Select few. But yeah, it's wild. I really truly do love comedy so very much, and I'm so grateful for the people I've met through comedy. I've met so many good friends through going to shows and just becoming friends with comedians. It's really been crazy for me because I've never really felt like I've had a community. I've always kind of felt a little weird, a little left out, a little alienated, and I truly think I found, whether I do stand-up or not, whether I just stick with podcasting, maybe get into show production, no matter what I do, I think I found my people, my community, and I'm very happy. Very happy to have gotten to this point, and I'm ready to do more. Let's do more. Let's fucking keep going. I totally get what people mean when they say that when you do it, you just want to keep that momentum going, because that's certainly the case for me. So that's it. I did my first set. It was so fucking random and unplanned, and here's proof of it. I very messily wrote my jokes down. Like, it's like incoherent. Like, at times on stage I was like, what am I trying to say? Like, I literally I did it, and I got a lot of compliments when I was done, and I hope my comic friends know that they didn't have to do that, but I will say that I'm happy with it, and I've had some major advantages, more than the average person doing stand-up for the first time, so I do take that into consideration. But I also know that that is its own form of work in getting me here. So podcasting all the time, talking to comics, going to a lot of shows, learning about jokes, asking questions about how to write jokes, that's all helped me up until this point. So I would say, honestly, if you're watching this and if you've ever thought about doing stand-up, immerse yourself in it, learn about it, go to shows as a fly on the wall, and really watch how people work a crowd and watch how people present their jokes, and then take some time with yourself and figure out what you want to say. Really focus on writing too. That's such a huge thing for me. Some of these jokes have literally been in my phone or in development since 2015. I went back to an old episode of the podcast where I was reading
stand-up joke notes in my phone with my friend Shannon. It was called like the Notes episode or like the Notes Revealed. I don't remember the exact title. It was a while ago, before I met Brandon Michael, Andrew Vaughn, like all of those people. And I was reading jokes that I did tonight in that episode. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Like, I've had some of these jokes for a long time, and other things I literally wrote recently. And in fact, what's crazy about it is I even said something on stage tonight that happened tonight. Like, quick story, just a very quick story. When I was on the way to the show, a guy stopped me on the street, kind of almost like either he's asking for change or he's asking for directions kind of stop. But his first question to me was, do you have boyfriends? And I was like, no. But in my head, I thought it'd be funny to say, I wish. And when I was on stage and I was talking about being single, I actually threw in, like, just tonight, a guy stopped me on the street and he said, you know, do you have boyfriends? And I wanted to answer, I wish. And I got a little bit of a chuckle. So, I don't know, it's just crazy when you make those decisions, those split decisions, just, you know, throw something in, and that is so much of what comedy is. It's just trying things and throwing it at the wall and seeing if it works and giving it a fair shot, trying it in different rooms, trying it with different crowds, and massaging it and working it. And it's fascinating to me. And I'm ready to do it. Like, I'm ready to give it a try. I'm going to try to do more shows. I'm going to try to keep this train going. I told myself literally that if it doesn't go terrible, keep at it. And I'm going to. So that's that. I did my first set. What have I gotten myself into? Dear God.